Vi finns alltid där med trygghet och råd från över 130 års erfarenhet. För hela djurlivet med Agria.
Och allting började med en dröm av att kunna förbättra svensk ridsport. För drygt 20 år sedan så möttes jag och Tinne. På en kall läktare beslöt vi oss för att bygga det som idag har blivit Lövsta stuteri. Vi förverkligar vår vision genom utbildning och tävling med hästar av högsta kvalitet. På våra seminstationer med hingstar och seminverksamhet av yttersta klass så har vi ett mål: att ta fram morgondagens stjärnor. Vårt motto är Save the Earth, it's the only planet with horses. Och vi vill vara en katalysator för hållbarhetsarbetet inom hela hästnäringen. Vi känner stor glädje i de magiska ögonblicken av möten mellan häst och människa. Och vi vet att hästarna gör oss till bättre människor.
And a very, very warm welcome to you wherever in the world you may be it night, day or somewhere in between. It is great to have you here with us. We are about to bring you a very, very special night here in Stockholm. It's Saturday night if you're watching live, and this is the hottest ticket in town. And as you can see here in the Strawberry Arena, we are on leg 4 of 8. The FEI Driving World Cup 2024-25. Halfway point already. How did we get here so quickly? We started in Lyon, then we hopped to Maastricht, and we stumbled to Stuttgart, and then we had a little bit of a break. Everyone drew their breath, and we came all the way up to this glorious, glorious city in Sweden. Very much a spiritual home for driving and horse sport. And just seeing on your screens there, that's last night's winner. He's got his concentrated expression on. There is a bit of chat about Dries' wonderful array of facial expressions, and he's joined there by Tara Wilkinson. And they, of course, were part of the winning combo last night. And Kim van Holder also on the bottom step. Fredrik Persson also concentrating there, driving. This lovely team of greys that used to belong to Chester Webber had a great opening round. The horses knew what they were doing. Fredrik knew what he was doing. We're just waiting to bring it all together. As you can see, our winged lady coming into this lovely Friends Arena. Axel Olin, who is our wild card for Sweden. He will be starting the action. Mareike Meier for Germany going next. Then Fredrik, we've just seen a quick shot of him walking the course. Geerts, who made it into the drive-off last night. And look at that. Boyd Exell was second. So that means he is second to last to go. But don't pay any attention to the form book from last night, because, as you know, driving fans all over the world, this gentleman can come back from anything and still win. So let's just see what Boyd does tonight. But the man of the moment, Dries Degrieck, was just really consistent yesterday. He and his fantastic horses, and found out a little bit more information about them, chatting to Dries and Tara during the day.
Tack så mycket Dakar-trumpetarna, tack så mycket Pegasus, och hjärtligt välkomna till Sweden International Horse Show!
But the man who probably has just about more pressure on his shoulders than anyone else, there is Johan Jacobs. You can see him, he's taken his cap off tonight, and he is our course builder. He was really pleased with how things went last night. We're at the halfway point in the series. We're asking bigger questions. Johan Jacobs for the Netherlands. We have 5 and 10 as our marathon style obstacles. The bridge at 6 and 13, and then we have 2 oxers at 4 and 9, and the rest are the pairs of cones. And we've got some dry ice coming out across the arena. We'll just see that coming onto the right of your screens, and this beautiful, incredible backdrop that we have behind the action of the bridge there. And those horses come up right in front of it. They have that screen just in front of them, but really the pictures and the images, we've got Christmas happening here. The advent calendar door opens. Ho ho ho. The first of our Christmas shows, which really does set the tone for something very special in our Driving World Cup. And we've got 2 tiers, and just coming down the stairs is all happening. We've got some children, they've got their baseball caps on, dressed in glitter. You can see them waving there. It feels like we've just taken off. The energy and it's incredible. I feel like we've just been launched into space. This is something else. And we haven't even brought your horse in a carriage yet. They do know how to put on a show here in Stockholm. This is quite something. We reckon it's the 36th Sweden International Horse Show. It used to be at the Globe at the other end of Stockholm. We're in Solna at the moment at the northern end, but just listen to this. And we've got both tiers. It looks pretty much like we're going to have a full house of about 14,000. That's 4,000 people in here tonight. And those 3 glitter balls above, it's all about the glitter. Celebrating our horses and ponies, and the wonderful experiences that we have with them. Fjords just coming past me with their distinctive dorsal spines. Oh, we've got angel hair glitter. It's all happening. Now they're trotting round through the obstacles. Not sure if they're doing it in the correct sequence, but this really is the most fantastic multi-generational, multi-breed celebration of what we do best at events like this. Just look at these pictures. These kids on their ponies, we've got them clipped with stars and hearts on their bottoms. We've got a Shetland Grand National here as well. We've got these fantastic Icelandic trotting ponies. They really are a sight to behold, with their little legs going like pistons. Look at the children. It's something that's very special about this show. Just everybody, all shapes and sizes, and that's just the ponies. And look at their faces, they're living their best lives. So gung-ho. All the stairwells have got these children just waving their arms and dancing around. It's fantastic. This is how to put on a show with the ponies and these children galloping out on their Shetlands. Wowie. Follow that, drivers? Of course they will. Or else we get going on competition 2. They're just going to, in a moment, last few people coming round under the lights. That is one good pony, isn't it? Impossible just not to be wearing the widest smile on your face through all this. It's absolutely intoxicating. What fun. Whipping the crowd up. Everyone's throwing themselves into it. Watching this from home, everybody, book your plane ticket to come to this show next year. I cannot recommend this experience highly enough. Absolutely brilliant. Just everybody cheering, getting into it, and in come some of the arena party. There were about 40 of them in here 20 minutes or so ago, just laying out this course. It will be the same course as we had last night. There's been some fascinating debate going on behind the scenes. That's the glory of being able to share it with you, over whether the drive-off was going to be driven through the same course, or we were going to drop the 2 D gates if the scores were going to be added together. So we had a cumulative total, which meant that rounds 1 and 2 both counted, or were we going to go back to 0? And there's been a fascinating analysis of the rules from the drivers, the judges. We've had Andrew here and Gun, our 3 judges, also Johan and his assistant Patrick Strauss as well, and Jan Davari, our steward. There's an awful lot that goes on behind the scenes. So you can see on your screens those lasers, and if you're watching yesterday, you'll remember how I described how late at night on Thursday, in the wee small hours of Friday morning, the first course build with Johan and the judges and the crew here, laid everything out, made any adjustments. Johan was obviously working from the plans, but once it's out here in 3D and you're in the arena, he does know this arena well. And actually, it was so interesting to hear him talking about the relationship that he has with the gentleman who manages the surface. So we've got 1,500 tons of sand and fibre have been brought in here. Remember, this is the national Swedish football stadium, so we've got AstroTurf under here. And we're not even using half of the overall Strawberry Arena. We've got the curtains sectioning it off with a shopping area behind and this enormous retractable roof. The capacity for a pop concert, you might remember me saying, is 60,000. And if it's football or sport where they're using the actual central section, that is about 50,000. So it is a vast complex. And all the top pop stars and entertainment acts in the world have been here. But at the moment, it is all about the horses. And this nation embraces the horse in every form, which leads me to impart some very important news, because they have had their hobby horse finals held here. And it is huge. We've seen a little bit elsewhere in the world about this really ever-growing aspect of horsemanship, and I say that in the broadest possible terms, speaking on behalf of the FEI, but it's really taken off in Sweden. Evidently, Finland, our next-door neighbours, are the leading nation for hobby horses, and today we had the 50-centimetre championship. There was one fail in the vet check. I've been asked expressly by some of the crew in the press office to relay that to you. 50 centimetres, one failed the vet check because it was a little bit too short. Tomorrow, the finals would be for the 70 centimetres. And so, who knew that hobby horses were so big in Sweden and Finland? But any second now, we are going to bring you the real deal. Our order, Axel Olin coming in first. And if you have had a chance to look at the lovely reel that was made by Hannah and Annika for FEI TV, it's out there on FEI Driving, and always great to hear Axel talking about his horses, or any of our drivers, as he comes in with this lovely team of greys. They've got quite a lot of presence to them, particularly those leaders. They do fill the eye, and as he said, he's been driving them, this combination, for about 18 months, a year and a half. They are outdoor horses. They're bigger in stride, size, depth, great shoulders on them. Look at the depth of the shoulder on these driving horses, the leaders in particular. So he has to take a different approach. He's not doing this year in, year out, or week in, week out. He was last here in 2018. And he is our wild card, but he's got a very, very big fan club here in Sweden as he picks up the pace. And round he goes. He's got his wife Camilla on the back there. And another friend who's a well-known Swedish hairdriver, Exell. And everybody is getting behind. The hands are clapping, the feet are thumping, the music gets up as Axel Olin starts off. An early fall there. He's getting through number 3. So it must have been, one's right in front of me, so I can tell you it must have been number 2 that was the knock. Yes, got that. The commentary position is right on the side of the arena, so looking at the screen and the live action. And these aerial shots are fantastic. And look at that pretty good circle there. First one to make that line in the sand. That's exactly what Johan wanted. Coming in through that A, drop down to lovely circle. Now this is flowing. Water adds so far. You can see those gates. They're velcroed on. Concentration from Axel Olin there. Oh, says my colleague announcing here as Axel leaves. Still only 4 penalties to add. So he's through number 6, nearly at the halfway point on the course. Have a quick look at that split time. We use the bridge as a split. That's a pretty good one. 8. Now this was one of oh, that was lucky. We all need a little bit of luck in this job, and that was lucky. You saw that nudge as you can see there, the ball on the ground, but 8 stayed on top. I wonder if Axel realised that at the time, but that was fantastic. And there's quite a lot of debate going on behind the scenes about the weight of the cones and the balls, and is the configuration right? Because you saw very clearly there that nudge. And on these surfaces, the sand and fibre, somehow they stay together. Oh, good line there through D. Whereas if that had happened on grass, undoubtedly the ball would have rolled, because you've just got that different base to it. So Johan and Andrew, actually one of our judges, they're all debating hotly. And you saw that as a case in point. This is a great round from Axel Olin. He has really built on what happened last night. This is fabulous. Don't forget, he had 24 to add. Hey, good work on the back there. Did you see that little shush of the... Oh, brilliant. And now, huge congratulations to Axel Olin. Absolutely fantastic round. Only 4 to add. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Now, he does have a slightly stunned look at the end of it, and he's patting his horses. Well done to them. Rightly giving credit and rightly pleased with himself. He deserves that, and the crowd absolutely acknowledging Camilla, smiling there. There are several continents between that drive from late last night to what we've just seen here. Only number 2, and he did have that lucky nudge. But isn't it nice that Lady Luck chose to favour our wild card? Yeah, look at that. It was like there was a little bit of elastic holding that ball in place. I know there's not, but that's what it looked like. As we move quickly on to Mareike Meier. And these horses just eat up the ground. When she gets the chance just to lean forward, give them their heads, lengthen that rein, and just watch her body and how she's negotiating the course. Through number 4, nothing to add so far. Already this is looking much better for our First Lady of four-in-hand driving. Such an accomplished horsewoman across the disciplines. Smoothly, that was all on the left rein, and then that good turn right. Horses working well. They might well remember the routes. Hey, hey, hey. Flowing, taking a slightly wider turn there, but she's got the bigger horses. She's keeping the rhythm and the lines. That's the key. And naturally staying off those gates. Well done. That was fantastic. Lovely, smooth first obstacle for Mareike. Good horses, working well together as a unit, side by side, leaders and wheelers. And the line, you see, they've gone back to the drawing board, they've watched the coverage, and now they're all coming down through that obstacle. They didn't all do it last night, but that is the difference between days 1 and 2. They look at what worked for them, what worked for their competitors. Clock running, we're on time only at the moment, and it's really flowing very, very well for Mareike Meier. Yeah, squiggle out there through D, and on this one, at the other end of the arena from where I am, you've got those pairs of cones just tucked in next to the obstacle gate, so you can't come as close as you might want to, but she is making this look smooth and flowing. The balls are on top. The time's looking good. Great lines. As she comes down to 14. Oh, yes, she does it. And that is a brilliant, brilliant clear. I think it's her first clear of the series, actually, as the clock stops on 160.68. And all hail Mareike with Linda and Nicole. And there she stops. Yeah, the crew are looking good. She's still concentrating. She's in the moment. Fridolin 38, Sunfire, Xantin, and Zazu 30. Her horsepower 14, 16, 18, and 20. Very statesmanlike. And did you just get a glimpse of her really blingy brushing boots? They were brilliant. Absolutely perfect. Now, we've just catapulted into another level tonight after some fairly high penalty scores to add. Don't forget, even Mr. Exell had to add 20 to his score yesterday, but as you can hear, wherever you may be, a Swede has come into the arena, and Fredrik Persson, really popular athlete, and he's been having an absolutely cracking couple of seasons with his outdoor team. Everything went his way in Hungary, and let's just see if it's going to go his way. He's sped through number one, flicking up the sand, and don't forget, this is one of the surfaces, it's really dampened down, so to flick up the sand just shows the angle of those wheels going through, and now this four have really got up a gear from last night. It's fascinating seeing how they grow and improve. Now, there was a little bit of a bump there as he flew in through A. Yes, that was that four. If you can just see where it says Agria on just next to the pair of cones, you might have just seen that was just a bump as he came and just swung out a little bit too far to the right to get his line in, and the ball has gone down into the middle. You might just see it. Yeah, you can just see it. Look at where all those 16 feet are. That's one ball down, but otherwise this has just grown in confidence. Yes, well, that'll be number 6, definitely. And Johan racing down there just to check that. So that's 8 to add so far. Don't forget, this is the horse combination, and that'll be 8. Going to go up to 12 very soon. That Chester Webber drove. So Fredrik bought these horses from Chester, and I know he watched this last night. No doubt he's tuning in from Florida at the moment. We're up to 16. But what he's done, he's really come out, he's gone up a gear, and as we say every time, gamble you take. Do you go for speed and lines? He's concentrating. They're all still getting to know each other. Good lines. Yeah, missed the gate. He looked really tight on that central blue section. You saw that there. He was right on that. Just missed the D, but that's all right. He hasn't made an error. Looks like, yes, there's a ball just next to the H&M, if you saw that quickly. So we're up to 20. But don't forget, he's here as a qualified driver this time, and that's out from there. So just an extra little loop, but that gave us a bit more time to enjoy what our Swedish crowd is absolutely loving. Through 12, 2 more to go, up over the bridge, number 13. Look at those ears forward. These four do know the job very, very well. And he's given them exactly what they want. Put the foot down, gave them their heads, and on they went. Well done to Fredrik. He's got his wife, Helena, and daughter, Victoria, on there. And actually, Victoria drove herself at the European Junior Championship. So very talented family. That gives you 176.56, 20 to add to that 156.56. So a bit heavy on the penalties, but don't forget, we will be seeing him again later on in the series. We move on to Geneva and London, 2 more shows before Christmas if you are following the action each weekend. Swinging out a bit to the left on that one. All the amendments to the course are quickly corrected as we welcome in our 3rd place driver last night. We do whip through the order very quickly. In comes Geerts, and just growing every time, this combination of French and Hungarian Lipizzaner horses. As Glenn picks up, and off he goes. Bit of a very information in age. We've got 8, 15, 10 and 16. Gura, Uno Idis Siglavi, Valentino Idis Siglav, and Zeus Apollo. Gosh, it's very grand. Zeus and Apollo. Let's see if the gods are with Glenn tonight in Stockholm. Leg 4 of 8. And this really is rocking on every level. Up he sits just to bring them back into his hand. He made a lovely job of this in the drive-off yesterday. You might remember the same aerial shot. Great camera work. Leaders trotting around very nicely there. Little hand canter from the darker leader on the right. I'm guessing he's the 8-year-old. Come. Some E-gates so far. All the balls on top as he moves to the right. That was S, and that was a very clean first obstacle, number 5 for Glenn Geerts. He had a great first round yesterday with only 4 to add. Then he came out and he put the foot down a bit. And that was a gamble that ended up in a few more balls. He had 20 to add as well. And probably has spent most of today just thinking about where in between what he did between his opening round and the drive-off yesterday that he's going to pitch this one. But what a difference in this combo from when they came out first at Maastricht, where they did look genuinely very green, honest, open, trying their best for him. Just looping around there. Slightly wider turn, but he was doing everything just to avoid that pair of cones tucked in there on the corner side. But he's out of F and still clear. Right, home run now for Glenn Geerts. Should get a drive-off place again. If he sticks to this form, all goes well. Only one more to go. Yes, I think we can safely say that that is going to bring Glenn on a clear. Wowee. What a difference a day makes, doesn't it? 162.3. So confirmation there. Actually, Mareike a little bit faster. So let's just see where we go on that. Now, that puts him into second. There's me saying, now we might just be seeing Mareike in the drive-off. It all looked like it was going Glenn's way. Probably lost a bit of time on that wide loop. Round 10, he was trying so hard just to make sure he didn't knock anything, and there was just a bit of a loss of momentum and communication on that loop. Yes, you can see there, that was probably where he lost a bit of pace, and he looked a little bit rueful. But let's see what happens next, because as we know from last night, even when Boyd Exell drives, nothing is a dead cert. He was actually pretty funny last night. As Boyd gets going, he came and told us that he thought it was a bit windy in the arena, which is why the balls were blowing off. I kid you not. He was in avuncular mood, shall we say. Now, a ball has gone. Did you catch that? One has gone. There was just a swing out there to the right, and he clipped it now. He's correcting. Yeah, look at Emma. She's correcting that turntable there. Just lots to be thinking about for the navigator. Emma Olsen. And Leslie on the back there on bottom step. Bundy he's talking to. Bundy. The famous Bundy, who we think is on about 98 World Cup wins out of 132 starts. It's probably going to be now. That was the stats we drew from Boyd's interview after Stuttgart. So Bundy he's talking to. Brilliant leader. So 4 to add for boys. But we know he has this stratospheric speed and gear that he can find, particularly when he gets a bit crossed, when things aren't necessarily going his way. And this great combination of horses, so disciplined and agile. Very, very good on these turns and lines. He says it himself that obviously Dries is very much there alongside Boyd and Bram. This is where they can pull themselves ahead, is on the tightness of the lines. And you can just see there the cone in the sand. Just look up there, yeah, offset against the dark horses, concentrating, leaning forward. It's hawk-like vision in play. Swinging backwards through A, which is fine. He's been through, but clean out of that one. And this is one of his great strengths, that he can keep readjusting his game plan as he's going through the course. 12, only 2 more to go. He got 14 last night. He'll be... Yeah, he didn't get it tonight. He admitted that he was just too far out on the outside cone next to the arena, but that was fine. Now that is a time and a half, or not 4 and 4, 6 plus 4. Now, a little bit more cautious than his opening round last night. So 150.26, but drive off place, that is what matters now. A little bit of rethinking, there'll be a bit of analysis as to why that ball rolled. But still, Boyd's first round yesterday, the opening round for him, was 144.91. He really, really came out without the brakes on at all. And then the drive-off changed a little bit, but last in, which indicates that, of course, he was our winner last night, just revving up his Fab Four. Dries Degrieck, our winner in Lyon, started the series in emphatic style. And these such sharp horses, they're just super concentration all the time. You never see them wavering in their commitments. Big Start, who I learned earlier today has actually been a working stallion these days. Not a stallion anymore, but he does have some progeny around. He's the one that's by Plains Liberator. He's the right-hand wheeler, Hackney. And then Caneby and Leon and Hunter. Now, which one is it, Smokey? That's his left leader. Is the one he says is the horse that he communicates with. They all have their sort of soulmate. You heard Boyd talking to Bundy, and it's Smokey who Dries relies on. Getting my Belgians mixed up. 8, 4 to add. We're on 4 at the moment, but the speed is normally pretty good with these guys. Look at that turn. That was an incredible start. They almost stopped and then pinged forward again. What propulsion. And you can probably just pick up Tara's voice there, keeping him right. So in the same position as Boyd, 4 to add. Similar in their tight confirmation way of going, Boyd and Dries's teams. And a knock there. Now that's 8. That's going to be 8. Ooh. Dries about through. Come on, our winner from last night. At the moment, it's the drive-off place that matters. He's normally very, very good, but look at that ball on the ground there. 12, 13 over the bridge. Is 14 going to be tricky, but his time is very, very, very good. Come on, clock, where are you going to stop? 1:50. 93 plus 8. Yes, it's enough. It's enough. Whew. He's keeping us all on the edge of our seats. But he's in the drive-off. That's enough for a second place, but it's enough to go forward. And just looking up at the screen, it's a quick replay because we've got the two big screens on either side, and they're confirmation for everybody here of the placings. Boyd on 150.26, Dries on 158.93, and Mareike Meier, fantastic that she's made it into the drive-off on 160.68. Glenn Geerts on 162. So tonight, not his night, just missing out on that drive-off place. And confirmation on your screens, we've had it up here in the arena. Glenn in fourth place. In come the arena party, Axel Olin. Really tremendous round from him. Night and day, light and dark between last night and today. Fredrik Persson will be seeing him very soon as a qualified driver. So whilst everything's just been squared up, smoothed out, checked, we're bringing you some of the highlights. And there goes Axel, that lucky number 8. I think it's 8 and 4 that in Feng Shui and things carry a bit of significance, don't they? Well, whatever it was, it worked. And Mareike, this fantastic clean drive from her. She just kept it smooth and regular, the rhythm. Fredrik went up a gear, said, come on, horses, you know the job. This is an experienced indoor team. But you could just see the quarters swung out, knock that ball. But it will come together. That was right one. Glenn so nearly in the drive-off, just that this is the point at which he possibly lost that bit of extra pace. Boyd was not going to, I think he nudged the carriage over himself there, didn't he? Yeah, that was that. For a flash on the side of your screen, you could see that was the one who got down there, number 3. And Dries, he's lost his poker face. He's bouncing round that carriage, everybody working, and you could just see that lower small gate got knocked, and so the ball just popped out the side. And Fredrik being interviewed out there by the collecting arena, but as you can see, very few spare seats as you look round, and that top tier also full of lots of driving and horse fans.
Man har alltid liksom en extra häst med sig, eller åker man med de 4 man ska köra med? Man får lov att starta med alla 5. Så att om det skulle hända någonting, någon häst var skadad eller någon häst tycker att man vill byta ut eller prova på något vis, så har man möjlighet att göra hur man vill. Hur börjar man med fyrspann? Jag tänker att det är många hästar, det krävs många människor.
So what do you think is going to happen? Where are you placing your bets? Do you have a sweep at home as to where it's going to go? You would back Boyd as somebody who just from muscle memory, wisdom, experience, all the many times he's driven these rounds. I mean, just look at one of the horses he's got. He's nearly had 100 wins himself, over 130 starts. When you've got that sort of experience in front of you, and you yourself have driven it hundreds of times, he's the one that when everybody else is feeling the pressure, he pulls it off. Just fantastic to have Mareike in this drive-off. Can she replicate that smooth round? Because she really kept her head, and her horses worked brilliantly together, absolutely in sync with each other. They're big horses, they're outdoor horses, and that was a masterclass from her. Can she do it again? Dries looked like he was asking for even more tonight, and we had a few ball rolls from that. What's going through his mind at the moment? We know he just has this raw energy and this symbiosis with his horses, that his rein handling and their responses as fast as they get. I mean, I'm sure he could be a card shark if he wasn't driving here for us tonight. The lightning speed of his hands and the horses' responses really is what makes his A-game so effective. Before all this happened, we had the surface being watered again, and it's really quite scientific and technical as to even how much water they put on it. It's been well worked out over the years, and so this is quite a smooth surface. It's not putting too much traction onto the carriages. They're rolling over the top. You'll notice from, say, even Stuttgart at leg 3, there was a lot more kick up of the sand and the surface, and a lot of it depends on what other competitions they've got here. We've had some fantastic show jumping. We had the top 10 dressage here earlier today, and that was lovely. Isabel worked, and Wendy and Catherine Dufour, she was our winner from Denmark. And that attracted a really big crowd, driving Mount St John the Freestyle. Lovely mare, 2 mares, 1 and 2. So, but in between that, we've got these incredible displays of the trotting ponies, the children. So, just interesting, the thought process behind the type of surface, the proportion of sand and fibre, how often it's wetted, whether it's harrowed or rolled. And it does have a big bearing on our driving, as we welcome back in Mareike Meier with Fridolin 38, Sunfire, Zatin and Zazu 30. The real stars of the show. Let's just see, and do take in their sparkly boots as well. And their beautiful trots. They do have this wonderful cadence. That's the moment in the air. And if you have watched this lady do dressage over the years, she just makes it look so elegant and beautiful. But all that training really helps for moments like this, as she comes down into 1, through that, balls on top for 1. Will count her through the course. 2. She's in the top 3. She's going to earn some great ranking points just by being in this top 3. But where is she going to be? Oxer number 4. Same again as last time. That's what's on order. Big loop on the left, down to B, it's adjacent to E. And they, of course, can use those 2 gates again. It's a really smooth line. They've all driven that very well to see. And contrary to what was broadcast before we started the event, we are keeping D in, so do note that even if you were looking at the course plans, and that was a fantastic loop into E. That was as good as it gets. I hope you saw that from the angle on the screens as well, because that was right in front of the commentary position. Brilliant. Everything's come together for her so far. 7, halfway point on the course. And Mareike Meier. Perfect line there through 8. Bounce, bounce. Come on, chaps. Oh, nicely in through 9, that Oxer. What can she do in number 10? A. Clock ticking. Same course as last time, so we can have parity on the times. Obviously, they shave off a little bit each time. But as we know, the 2 rounds, so much can change, because perhaps there's more pressure on you as the driver. Linda and Nicole keeping her right. High, high, high. Just looks so good in her hand tonight. It's really coming off. Out through F. Right, and Mareike breaks off. 11 is through, still nothing to add. Everybody here is clapping, stamping, loving this, and rightly so. 13, just one more to go. Is she going to get home in a clear? Oh, come on. We know it won't be the fastest, but if she can get round, as she always says, showcasing elegant driving, that's what she's here to do, and that is what she has just done. 156.72 and clear. Double clear tonight. Time only finishes, and now she's smiling. Brilliant. Congratulations to the crew from Germany. Absolutely brilliant.
156.72 seconds.
She's just owned this tonight. It can be done with these big horses, and she showed it. And this is the brilliance of Johan's course. He's building for evidently one of some of the horses. The Lippies are only about 15 hands or so, and then you get up to the big German horses, and you can just see they've got long legs, more depth to them. But she made that work for her tonight. That was a good line in through 9. She was really, really accurate. So that's the standard to beat as Dries races back in. And they're all leaning in. Do you remember that squizzle of the back end of the carriage last night? I said to Dries, he had us all on the edge of the seats, and he said he was too. He could feel the back end flipping out. So they feel what we see as fourth time they've done it, dropping in through A. Come. Live, powerful. It's the perfect athletes for this job. See, so far so good. Keeping up the momentum. Oh, good turn. Now that was good. Sharp, tight. Whoa, that was brilliant. Out in 61, just shy of 61. Keep a note of that time when Boyd comes in. Now, he will be out there watching this. He's got such a brilliant sort of mathematical mind. I'm sure these numbers are being imprinted in his mind. Can he get this right? Yes, he has. Almost opening up his body there to get the horses to go forward into the hand. Leaning, looping, B. Tara's telling him to go left. She needs to be razor sharp as well, all the navigators do. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Kim on the bottom. And this is good. Out in 118. Keep a note of those times. So 61 out of the first one, 118 out of the second one, and still no little number in the box next to the time. Oh, he swings round. That gives you an indication of that speed, but recovered well. Oh, one more to go. What's going to happen? It's right in front of us, and he's clear. Oh, this is going to be good. Come on. What? Yes. He couldn't have done any more. Brilliant, Dries. All hail. That was fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Now, Boyd, Exell, what can you do? That is the fastest round of the weekend so far. Boyd's opening round, that was taking some beating. That was 1:44.91. First fastest round on Friday. Then Dries, his winning round last night was 1:46.81, but he has just done 1:44.27. How are your heart rates? If they're not raised, they should be. Whew. Deep breaths, everyone. That was fantastic. Whatever the result is, you've just seen an absolutely incredible round. Just the speed and the accuracy and the commitment. That was when the alchemy comes together. That's what you want. But you don't be a 10-time world champion and a 7-time outdoor world champion by taking these things lying down. So, Boyd Exell, what are you going to do for us now in the next 145 or so seconds? It's going to be about that, isn't it? Might be a little bit less. Oh, come on, through 3. Speeding through the Oxer, one of the fast lines. Emma working on that turntable break, drops into A. They've all now settled on this route. B, and then they'll do this right turn in the middle, up to C, right, right. It went left, left, right, right. And back through B. And then they're coming up on that right rein, so really nice to be able to keep, and then, oh, that's tight, that's tight, that's tight. Whew, nothing. Those lines, that's what he does so well. Those lines through there. Did you keep a note of the time? Did you? He's powering round, dropping down behind the orange angles, the right angles, swinging round tonight. Wowie! That was some sand kicking up there into the hand. Sit up. Bundy, that's who he's talking to tonight. Bundy. Oh. But now, hasn't knocked anything. He hasn't knocked anything. I think we all know Bundy's being driven tonight. D. Now, that magic figure, remember what Dries was out in? Remember? That's when Dries was out. That's when he was out. Now, nothing to add, but that just overshot in the middle of that arena. It's Boyd Exell here, it's Boyd Exell, who has acceleration like nobody else, but has he left too much? Oh my goodness, that carriage! Oh, where's it stopped? Not quite. That was so expensive. It was just that moment. That was the 2 seconds. Oh. He'll be kicking himself. 1:46.21, but that was it. That's the first time they've gone head-to-head this series, and Dries got it. So, but the champ he stands up, he knows there'll be a bit of analysis, shall we say, afterwards, but that gave us the most fantastic competition. Thank you to everybody, and thank you to our horses. They were pretty much neck and neck. Boyd was slightly ahead on time until that moment. He did this first obstacle. Look and watch that turn again and again and again. It can't get any better than that. It was, and then this was it. That was the moment. That was the moment. And you could probably count 1-2 seconds. He recovered well, of course he did. But that was expensive. That was incredible, that final race. And the carriage, honestly, it was like he was on ice. But we'll bring you confirmation. Now we have it. Dries Degrieck, he's won in Lyon and he's won here in Stockholm. So he's going to go joint top with Boyd in the rankings. This is going to be some series. Boyd Exell in second place, Mareike Meier in third. 1, 2, 3, absolutely brilliant driving from all of them, as we also had from Glenn, who was in the drive-off last night. And thank you so much to Axel Olin coming as well as our wildcard. Really kept everybody here just gripped, and Fredrik Persson, will be seeing him again very, very soon. I'll get up on my screen when we're next seeing him. He's here in Stockholm, and at the moment Fredrik will be in London. So I'll also be bringing you the action from the Exell Arena the weekend before Christmas. A few highlights. Just look at that glitter ball. Is that where you laid your bets? Is that where your money was? It looked like it might not have gone Dries' way after his first round. A little bit less accurate, but he came out second time round. And these horses, him in his fourth series, them in their third, getting better and better, still quite young. 2 8-year-olds, 11 and 12, that's young by World Cup standards. Talented teenagers, we can call them. He is a force to be reckoned with this year.
Till dressyren så görs det lite andra ändringar, men till maraton så kanske det kommer nog, som det känns nu så kommer det nog så ut så här.
Kan du berätta för oss som inte vet, dressyr, maraton, vad innebär det?
Look at that Hackney trot, fantastic. Oh, good on you, Dries and Tara. Lovely to see. Wonderful scenes here in Stockholm. So we'll stay on the broadcast for the prize giving. Oh, of course, yes, Boyd has earned 7 points. There's me thinking that Dries would be equaling. Well, they've both got 2 wins, put it that way. Boyd's just earned 7 points from that, hasn't he? So, yes, he stays ahead. He stays ahead. He's not a wild card, so that's 3. Now, how it counts is the qualified drivers can do 4 qualified events and their 3 best scores count. So Dries is now on as good as it gets for him for 20. He's here in Stockholm, and Dries and Boyd will also be going head-to-head in Geneva with Bram. Jerome Boutaz, who's also had a good series so far, sitting in third place at the moment. So Dries has climbed up the leaderboard after that, but of course Boyd also earned the 7 points for being in second place. So those are the current rankings on the road to Bordeaux. Early February, we will be there for the final, the top 6 qualified drivers. Circles in the sand. So just flattening everything out. So I'll take this opportunity just to give you confirmation of who's coming up next on the 14th and 15th of December, and Gareth will be taking you through the Geneva event. I haven't got confirmations of times just yet, but they've got those wonderful, it's quite an incredible show as well. It's really glitzy in Geneva. Another winter Christmas show. Cousteronde will be there, Boyd, Exell, Bram Chardon, Gilbron Stein and Dries Degrieck at the moment. Wild card, will it be Jerome? May well be. London, Dries Degrieck, the man of the moment. Fredrik Persson will be there. Cousteronde, Bram Chardon, Mareike Meier. Can she replicate that at the Exell? And we are there on the 20th and 21st of December. So nearly Christmas. Wild card unofficially. Boyd has mentioned he's probably going, I'm pretty certain, the crew from Valkenswaard are, and also Daniel Naprus. He's been warming up. We move on afterwards to Mechelen, which is just after Christmas, the event for the driving on the 29th and 30th of December. Dries Degrieck, and a home event for him. Christer Ron, Bram Schadl, Jörg Bonstein, Jerome Boutaz. He's their wild cards. Guess maybe a Glenn. And then we round off with Leipzig. So we have a bit of a break for the Leipzig event. That venue really was so special in so many ways when we had that bumper 2022 World Cup final where we had the driving, the dressage, the vaulting and the show jumping. How wonderful that was. And there we will have Bram Schadl, Bram Schadl, Fredrik Persson, Jerome Boutaz and Glenn Geerts. Not sure who the wild card will be there. Might be one of the German drivers. Boyd at that point will be in Australia, so he's doing all his competitions before Christmas, and then he's going off. And then Bordeaux, that late night that we have on the Saturday night, the 8th of February, 10:45 local time. It's a late night for us in Bordeaux. And then we are generally the closing act on the Sunday afternoon, where our winner will be crowned. Now, for the last few years, we've had the Boyd-Bram cat and mouse, but Dries Degrieck at the moment is looking very promising as a champion, and certainly for a podium place, but still quite a way to go. So 8th and 9th of February, we will know. Boyd at the moment tops that ranking table. I would expect him naturally to be there, but he's done 3 out of his 4 qualifying events.
Prisutdelning, FEI, Driving World Cup, Sweden International Horse Show, Strawberry Arena.
And you know the music as we welcome back in our drivers, their crew and their horses. Like our own little solar system, with the stars glinting. And the star of the show. That's quite something to do that 2 nights in a row here. Dries Degrieck. Lady on the back there with them. All the 500 or so volunteers they have doing the most fantastic job behind the scenes here at the show. They've all got these H&M produced, like tracksuit tops. And in he comes, Boyd Exell. Mareike Meier. Big cheer for her. Absolutely wonderful weekend. Showing us how it's done with her super horses. Followed by Glenn Geerts with his new greys. Axel Olin, what a round from him tonight. And Fredrik Persson. All of them back in.
Vi ska om en liten stund ha prisutdelning i FEI Driving World Cup. Men före det så ska vi göra en liten speciell sak. Det är ju så här att ska man göra ett sånt här stort evenemang så krävs det ju inte bara fantastiska kuskar, hästar, grooms, hästägare och alla runt omkring. Utan det krävs ju också ett stort mått av ideellt engagemang. Och en person som har haft ett sånt genuint och stort engagemang ända sedan Sweden International Horse Show startade. Då var vi på Globen. Och 2014 då flyttade vi hit till Strawberry Arena. Och en som har varit med ända sedan starten. Hon är 92 år gammal. Hon heter Ninni Berntsson. Och henne ska vi uppmärksamma. Ninni Berntsson som har varit med ända sedan starten av Sweden International Horse Show. Från alla oss som jobbar med evenemanget och från alla 9000.
Just to let you know who this wonderful lady is. She's 92-year-old Ninni Berntsson. There she is, Ninni Berntsson on your screen. I'm just trying to find out from my producers as to who this wonderful lady was. And she's been involved with the show right from the beginning, so rightly so being celebrated and brought in on Dries' vehicle.
Vi ska ta oss an prisutdelningen i det som är FEI Driving World Cup. Och vi ska välkomna våra prisutdelare. Det är Sandra Ruda som är ordförande för Svenska Ridsportförbundet.
Yes, they can have a few polos, can't they? Haven't they been good?
För Svenska Ridsportförbundet.
The representatives from the Swedish Equestrian Federation. Just see the names on your screens there. Thank you to them for staging and hosting
and for the second
fantastic
day,
event.
here at the Sweden International Horse Show, we have a winner. It's the same one. It's from Belgium. It is Dries Degrieck. Fanfare.
That was quite a contest, and he won it, and that was a win. They're the two most lovely, patient, placid greys. They've been in and out and doing a wonderful job.
The winner, Dries Degrieck! Tillsammans med de 4 hästarna Bitstar, Hunter, Kane och Leon. På en andra plats, on second place, Boyd Exell. And on third place, for Germany, Mareike Meier. On a fourth position, for Belgium, Geerts. Och så avslutar vi med dubbelt blåguld. På 5:e plats, Axel Olin! Och på 6:e plats, också för Sverige, Fredrik Persson! Och dessutom, det står ju 2 personer minst vid varje häst. Det är hästskötarna, det är groomsen, det är de som åker med. Vi ger väl dem en riktigt varm applåd! Och nu då, Mattias, så är ju vi ruskigt spända på att höra vad Dries Degrieck tänker om sin seger.
A big congratulations for this fantastic round, Dries. I was impressed yesterday, but this was even better. Tell me a bit about your horses, your team and everything.
Well, today I'm really happy about the horses. They gave everything. The second round was just amazing. I had an amazing feeling to drive them, so I'm really happy. I have quite a young team of horses. I think my right leader is only 8 years old, but he did a fantastic job today, so I couldn't be happier.
And you were sitting and looking at the television, I suppose. You were seeing Boyd coming in. When did you feel that you maybe had it in your hand?
Yeah, Boyd was a little bit unlucky. He had a mistake in the second obstacle. He had an extra round. But it's all so close together, so we have to try every time. So it's never, you never won.
And you have to prepare for Bordeaux soon, because you already have 20 points. So you're with at least 3 horses in Bordeaux. You only need to bring the 4th horse there.
Yeah, I'm really happy. We tried to stay on the training track for Bordeaux, so we look forward for it.
Will we see you here next year?
Sure, I would like to thank this organization of this competition. It's a really nice competition. I love the crowd. They really cheer you up when you're driving, so thank you very much.
Jag tycker vi ger honom en applåd så vi höjer taket i skyarna för denna fantastiska kurs. Dries Degrieck from Belgium!
Som vinner världscupen här i Stockholm. Och nu ska vi göra det som är en fantastisk upplevelse. Det är bara att hänga med. För nu är det dags för Lap of Honor!
Fantastic scenes, still bringing you the live coverage from Stockholm. That is us over the halfway point now. Can't quite believe it. Leg 5 in Geneva next. 6 in London, 7 in Mechelen and 8 in Leipzig. But Dries Degrieck has well and truly established himself as a huge force to be reckoned with in the Driving World Cup. We know he's a marathon maestro, and we've known for a long time, ever since he burst onto the scene, what a talent he is. He's a tremendous horseman, does a lot with young horses as well. Really thinks very deeply about his horses, puts a lot into the training, supported by the family, and the crews behind everybody here, friends, family from all over the world, the Australians that come over and help Boyd, the people that travel. Oh, look at that trot. That'll be my Hackney friend. But he won in Leipzig to round off the last season, and then didn't go his way at Bordeaux, but then came back out in Lyon. But tonight, a very, very sweet victory for Dries Degrieck, because he was pushed hard. Not just by Boyd, but by Mareike as well. There was no margin for error. The odd ball, the odd misturn, as we saw, was just too expensive. We have some series for you. Geneva is going to be fantastic, but this enormous audience here. It's called the Strawberry Arena, the Room for Emotions. And one of the reasons it's called the Friends Arena as well is they have this incredible whole philosophy about anti-bullying, and this extends to the football stadium and the concerts and everything, and they've got placed round the whole complex bronze models of children, and this is all to do with celebrating the children, celebrating friendship and this whole anti-bullying, and of course we salute that and embrace that in our driving world. We are really inclusive with the social side of horse sport and pastimes. You have to do it with your friends. But we hail our equine friends because they were magnificent tonight, every single one of them. And look at the fellowship they give us. Now, Axel's horses are really rising to the occasion here. They are loving it. These are such good-looking animals. And we wave our lady off as she leaves. They're peeling off now from the donuts. This is the bit that always has our hearts in our mouths. Oh, and the greys have all lined up. Oh, how glorious. So we've got the two darker teams and then the two teams of greys. We'll try and bring you that shot as well. That's pretty special, actually. Oh, they look magnificent. At one point, the shots here showing you Boyd and Dries, but those beautiful greys were all aligned with each other. Bit of a moment there. As Fredrik leaves, you've got to have eyes everywhere in these busy arenas as we wave off our two Swedes, Fredrik and Axel, and they have done their home nation and host nation proud as Boyd pings out. We wave off Glenn, and now that was pretty natty. Did you see Kim bending down there at speed and scooping up? I wonder if he did mounted games when he was younger. As we have one more lap of honour, and he deserves every second in this arena. Brilliant. That rounds off our coverage. I'm Sarah Dance. What an absolute joy it has been to share the live action with you. Thank you very much to everyone at FEI TV, the enormous crews all over the world that have helped bring us this production, and it has been an absolute privilege to share it with you. Now you can go off and put the kettle on. Take care. We'll see you soon. Big fan club here in Sweden as he picks up. And on these surfaces, the sand and fibre,
fantastiskt system med våra ridskolor. Vi har en breddverksamhet med tränare. Och allt det här bygger den internationella framgången som ger medaljer för framtiden.
Och det är de medaljerna vi ska fira nu, va? Ja, men då kör vi igång då. Vi ska ta in dem i sjok, så det är bara till att applådera dem allihopa. Tänk på det, ni som sitter där uppe och går och tränar och rider och vill rida ännu mer, att någon gång kan det vara ni. Så då rullar vi igång det då. Det är inte bara de unga ridsportarna som sätter avtryck på mästerskapsbanan. De unga hästarna har framgång. Anna Högberg och Severucci som bronsmedalj i VM-finalen. 5 år efter sydhästar på unghästled i Ärmen, Nederländerna. I årets sista mästerskap slog Anna Fästgård och klåfinger till unghästben i fälttävlan. Det tog bronsklassen för 6-åriga hästar. Mästerskapet var årets svenska Meier och Geerts. Sveriges motorvärd för EM i sportkörning för unga kuskar i sommar, så flygningen fylldes av ett rekordstort antal startande i olika åldersklasser. Fredrik Persson och Boogie höll sig toppstriden under hela helgen och tog EM-silver. Lagom till Sverige efter uttagningen Tyskland. Bara 4200-delar bakom silvermedaljerna från hemmalaget Schweiz. De svenska bollkörerna till Sverige junior, där ingår Erik Terkelsen, Lambo Fiskbäck, Petri Palego, Meier, Clint Fiskbäck och Leonie Severin. Laget tävlar på Repshöjds garantit. Bilförare och lagets tränare är Daniela Fiskbäck. Efter närmare 30 år på det svenska ponnylaget i dressyr hem bronsmedalj och vals. I laget ingår Vilma Hånghagen, Vilma Hångren, Cecilia Royal, Ronja Carlos samt Josefin Lindstedt. Landslagsledare är Anette Svanberg och förbundstränare Cecilia Kristoffersson. Flera svenska medaljer på pågående i sommar. Victoria Jensen och Ines hoppar hem brons med medaljstriden för ponny och avgjordes. Medaljörer tillsammans med landslagsledare Sofia Winsberg hyllas av Svenska Ridsportförbundets ordförande Sandra Ruden. Det var de sista medaljerna för i år. Stor applåd till Sandra och Björn. Det är fler som ska firas. Står ingenting här i mina... Ska vi fira segel i världscupen i år? Har jag missat guld eller gör det så? Paris var inte riktigt... Hallå? Säg det, säger jag. Bara säg det, säger jag. Bara säg det, så säger jag.
Låt oss hylla vår segrare och han som kom 3 i världscupfinalen. Ni vet vilka de är på väg in, mina damer och herrar. Här har ni ett spann som heter duga. Ni måste börja klappa om ni vill att de ska komma in. Så här enkelt kan det inte vara. Henrik von Neckermann och Peder Fredriksson! Ja, det är en fantastisk bild vi ser på skärmen med 2 svenskar som var den ena har försvarat sin världscupstitel och den andra har kommit 3. Ska vi börja med dig, Henrik? Jag vet ju hur mycket du älskar att vinna, men att vinna världscupen en gång, det kan ju nästan vem som helst göra, bara man har tur några dagar på raken. Men andra gången, hur förbereder du dig för att liksom bestiga det berget som det handlar om?
Nej, jag vet inte riktigt hur jag ska förklara det, men det är ju ett litet mentalt spel som man får hålla koll på.
Är det jobbigt att tänka tanken att du står inför en hel världscupfinal?
Nej, det är kul. Jobbigt efteråt, man känner sig lite sliten efteråt.
När kände du att du hade liksom läget på det och ta det igen?
Det hade jag faktiskt efter sista hindret, för Peder och Julien, de var väldigt i hack i häl, så att säga.
Ja, för det var ju så mycket det var en sån världscupfinal. Vi trodde ju att du skulle vinna ett tag, Peder. Hur förbereder du dig inför en världscupfinal i förhållande till ett OS eller ett annat mästerskap?
Jag bara försöka jaga Henrik. Ligga så nära som möjligt.
Var stod du och såg när han red?
Jag satt på hästryggen utanför och höll tummarna att han skulle riva, men det lyckades inte.
Nej, men det är väl det som är grejen. Ni är ju svenskar, ni känner varandra, ni tävlar i Sverige tillsammans. Men när man åker på en världscupfinal, nej, då är det inte så.
Ja, men jag tycker det är härligt i våran sport. Jag menar, vi är ju kompisar utanför, men inne på banan, det är självklart vill vi båda vinna.